Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. Really appreciate you taking our time to check out this video. Do what the thing says on the screen. Greatly appreciate it, so thank you in advance. Now, I'm kind of sticking with the theme of a previous episode where we talked about some Xbox Live Arcade classics. So I wanted to bring another one to your attention, but this one's less action, more RPG. This is Costume Quest. Now, the premise is very silly, right? It's very much got a Hocus Pocus type vibe to it, which is a bonus for me. I really like that movie. You should too. So you play as either Ren or Reynolds, right? So you can pick between brother and sister. And essentially the other one gets kidnapped. And there are, goblins or grubbins as they're called. And they're working for, the big bad. And you got to go rescue your sibling. And before you can do that, you have to, collect candy because they have to fill a candy quota each day, or each Halloween, I should say, right? Now, on the surface, it's just, it's simple premise, get you started. And then they have the actual combat system, which is more, action or more active battle system, right? You have to press the buttons to do more damage, press the buttons to block. Very simple game, but I played it, I did the trial, which was the, demo version. And I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and unlock this for like $10. And I really, really enjoyed it. I thought, it was very fun. It captured the spirit of Halloween without being, overly dark, or also, just, it doesn't take itself too serious. The dialogue, though there's no voice acting, it's very well written. The characters react in a way that makes sense, especially for kids, but also for like, Menace and Monsters and stuff like that. One of the things that's really funny is, so like you go to these houses and you got to trick or treat, right? So you actually have to do every single house in the neighborhood. And when you go to the houses, you can either get a person that gives you candy, or you get an enemy which you have to fight. And when you get ready to fight the enemies, when you knock on the door, they're gonna say like some sort of like line in response to you saying trick or treat. And most of those things that they say are usually like pretty funny. Like even the actual, like the homeowners that answered the door, there's some pretty witty lines there. You get some chuckles out of it. And I really appreciated that, because a lot of times these RPGs will be like, the fate of the world is at stake, and everything's on the line, and if we don't do this, everybody dies. And this kid is basically like, hey, if I don't rescue my sibling, I'm gonna kind of get in trouble. So I'd rather not, get in trouble. So I'm gonna figure out, what I can do. And then you end up getting like, party members, and they have different costumes, they have different abilities. You make different costumes in order to get through certain areas, but also it gives you different abilities, like classes. You know what I'm saying? So it was a game where I felt like it could have got a lot more shine. They did make a sequel, and the sequel was pretty fun. But I always thought the first one, was the better of the two, not because of like the features and things like that, but it was one of those games where I didn't expect much, and I was pleasantly surprised at what I got in return. And that was a kind of a recurring theme with the Xbox Live Arcade games. And this includes games that were on like the PSN store for the PlayStation 3. But mainly we were playing Xbox at the time. My PlayStation was mainly like a fighting game or like a JRPG system. But these games that were coming out around this time, and this is like I said, like 2008 to 2012, maybe a little bit after. But it was a lot of, 10, 15, sometimes $20 games. But they were giving us, as much and sometimes more than what a lot of the full price games were given. And I was just like, we were getting so much value out of these games, games like this, Castle Crashers, like I said, Doritos Crash Course, which was a free game. We had Bastion, we had Braid. Like there was just a bunch of different games from that time period that were really, really good. Like this game's made by Double Fine. Like, come on now, you got quality gameplay coming from that. So wanted to shout this game out. I know a lot of people didn't play it, but if you did, let your boy know. Let me know that I'm not, by myself playing a game about kids trick-or-treating and fighting goblins. That would make me feel a little bit better. I appreciate you letting me reminisce with you. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Peace.